Alright. Call Alam Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Wakabai Wakadar. All honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for giving me the Rakat HaKodash. All honor, praise, and glory be to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Shem Rakat HaKodash for giving me the Rakat HaKodash to be able to come back and do another lesson. But hopefully something that can be edification, ammunition, reproof, defending and preaching the gospel, prophecy. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Grave Millstone, who will. Shalom Vaparaki Amon Bakiyar. Shalom, which is to say peace, abundance, completeness, soundness. All of the above for Shalom. Wa being the word and, Barakim being blessings to bless you all. Ha being the, Salaki, Ha being the, Amon being faithful, and Bakiyar being elect. Alright. This your brother Shariah coming back, and I just want to get into a lesson really quick. Some quick edification. And this lesson is also, or this quick edification is only out to you so-called Native American Indians, so-called Seminole Indians, or so-called Negroes, or so-called, and so-called Latinos, or so-called Hispanics, whichever byword you want to debase yourself to. Because you're a truth and in fact are biblical Israelites. And this is only able to be declared by what your father is. If your father, your dad is one of these so-called ethnicities, being a Native American Indian, Seminole Indian, Negro, or Latino, or Hispanic, that's what you would be. And those are not actually ethnicities; they're actually bywords of the Israelites, curses. And those people that are of these ethnicities actually go back to the biblical Israelites in truth and in fact. Alright, and we declare that by what the scriptures say, Numbers 1-18, Numbers 1 and 2, and along to many other scriptures. Alright, so really quick, I want to get into something real quick. We speak what our mind contains. Just some quick edification. We speak what our mind contains. So something different. Alright, now, you speak whatever your mind consists of. I'm going to get a scripture on that really quick. It says, Matthew 12:34. It says, this is Yahweh Shai, okay? Who's the name of our Messiah, right? True name of our Messiah, not who people ignorantly call Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai. The Father's name is Yahweh. This is the Messiah talking, right? It's Matthew 12:34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the mouth, for out of the Salakia, for out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So once again, Salakia, Matthew chapter 12, verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? Speak good things. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Matthew 12:34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? Speak good things. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. The mouth speaketh. So it says, a good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. So there you go. So my whole point is, verse 34. O ye generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And pretty much, whatever your mind is full of, that's what you're going to speak. Whatever your mouth contains, Salaki, whatever your mind contains, because the word for heart right there is actually the word lab in the back in the Hebrew. Now, it's impossible for you to speak good things if your mind consists of evil things, and that's so true because your mouth speaks whatever your mind consists of. So if your mind don't consist of anything, you don't speak anything. You know what I'm saying? If you're always speaking about carnal things, worldly things, that's what your mind consists of. So you know off your conversation, you should be able to gauge where you at, what type of person you are, and this is heavy edification that I call. You know, that's what I realized. Like, we speak whatever our mind consists of. You know, you speak what your mind contains. So if you're not speaking, if you're speaking wicked things, if you're speaking godly things, that's what your mind will contain. You know, if you're only speaking so much of something, your mind only consists of that much of that. All right. So this guy, he's always talking about the scriptures, or she's always going into this. That comes off what your mind holds dear to you, what you hold dear to your mind. All right. And I had one more scripture I want to put with that really quick. So that's just something to take count of. So if you don't speak, you get around the brothers and you don't speak, you know, that much about the scriptures, or you don't go into too many different accounts or things like that, that's because you don't have abundance of any of it in your mind. You know? And if you're not speaking anything, you don't have anything in your mind. So it's really that simple. And there was one more scripture I want to put with this, because I'm just going off the spirit. This is a lesson I wanted to put together, but I just felt, you know, I want to get something out. And this was the Most High, you know, moved me to speak. So I'm going to just read that scripture one more time, man. It says, Matthew 12:34, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? Right? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So since they were evil, they could only be evil because that's what their mind is programmed towards. That's what their mind consists of. So everything that they would say will only consist of evil. So that's why he said, how could you even speak good things? Your mind is full of nothing but wickedness. You know? So that's heavy, man. You gauge people. What people talk about, you know what their mind consists of. You know what their mind contains of, because that's what they're speaking about. You know, so if you're always talking about carnal things, that's what your mind consists of. If you're going into the, you know, history, that's what that person's mind consists of. They're going into ways to be better. That's what that man's mind consists of. It contains, you know, he's always talking about salvation. That's what his mind, that's what your mind contains. You know what I'm saying? So that's, hopefully you can take this and, you know, do something with it. You know, improve yourself. Because that's what edification is improve somebody mentally, you know, morally, just all around. You know, get the knowledge up. There's one more scripture I want to put with this. I'm trying to think, what does it make me think of? 1 second. Some in Proverbs. Let's see, where will I come back to them? I figured this would be enough. You know, because that's enough to think of right there. You know, the Lord said that, and that was a question. You know, man, what scripture was it? It made me think of a few scriptures. This is a good scripture right here. Proverbs 10:11. It says, the mouth of a righteous man is a well of life. The mouth of a, Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life. But violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. One more time. It says, mouth of a righteous man is a well of life. So, a well of life. He's this person probably is always speaking about health. He's going into, herbs of the earth and stuff like that. You know, so your mouth is able to be a well of life to somebody. It's just it's likened unto the well that everybody goes to draw their water from. You know, and you're able to get so much, from water. You know, it invigorates you, it wakes you up, it cleanses you out, it hydrates you. You know what I'm saying? That's what his words would be likened unto. But that goes back to what? Your mind, right? His mind is abundant in life. You know, so he speaks about, he or she speaks about, health, if you will. Like I said, the herbs of anything that's life, anything that's pro-life. This what this person mind contains. So since it contains that, and it's more than likely it should be abundant in that. And since it's abundant in that, this will be a person whose mind is abundant in things that in life. His or her mind is abundant in life, to where his or her mind is likened unto a well. Says the mouth of a righteous man is a well of life. It's likened unto a well. You know what I'm saying? You know, and another scripture. Verse 13, Proverbs 10 and 13. In the lips of him that had understanding, wisdom is found. In the lips of him that had understanding, wisdom is found. So you only can speak what your mind contains. If that person has no understanding, no sense will come from his mouth. Nothing that makes sense. So, boom. So I'm gonna just take it back to and I'm gonna end this right here, Lord willing, because I can't even think of the scripture. I'm gonna get this one and go back to what the Lord said. He said this is Proverbs 16 and 24. It says, I'm gonna start at 23. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth. So the mind of the wise teaches his mouth. So it all starts with your mind, right? And it says, and added learning to his lips. So you can tell someone's learning something based off what they speak. And based off what they speak, you could tell they have learned something. You could tell, I should say, you hear what they've learned. All right? Verse 24. Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. Read that one more time. Because this is very simple, but it's very heavy. It's very deep concept right now. It says, pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. So your words are only able to be pleasant based off pleasantness, your mind containing pleasantness, and that becomes words. You speak your mind, right? Pleasant, honeycomb, it becomes sweet and it's health. So you should be able to take this and do something with it, man. So I'm gonna end with Matthew 12 and 34. Lord willing, this was edifying. I said do something different, So you got brothers who bring out prophecy a lot. That brother brings out prophecy a lot and speaks on prophecy a lot and able to speak on prophecy a lot is because that's what his mind contains. So if you want to be likened unto that, you need to fill your mind up with that. Then you will speak that. That's how it goes. This guy always speaking the scriptures because that's what his mind contains. So you listen to people from this point on. Whatever they speaking of, that's what their mouth contains. And the Lord said this, Matthew 12:34. It says, I'm gonna start at 33. Either make the tree good and his fruit good, or else make the tree corrupt and his fruit corrupt. For the tree is known by his fruit. Another fruit, right, would be likened unto your words, because that's coming from you. Verse 34, the Lord said this, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. You know, your mind is filled with nothing but that. So if you wanna, you're inspired by this person, that person, you know, that's where their mind is at, man. You're inspired by their words. That's where their mind is at, man. So you should be able to hear yourself from this point on and know where your mind is at, what your mind consists of. You should be able to hear, well, I don't speak on that, so my mind can't consist of these things. You probably like health or think of these certain things, but if you're not speaking about those things, it's more than likely your mind doesn't consist of those things. Your mind is not abundant in those things. All right. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get this really quick. You know, we gotta get going in the spirit. I'm gonna get Matthew 6. And it reads, it says, Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. I'm gonna start at verse 21, Salaki. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So it's heavy right there. It says, I think this is the scripture I was going to get by the Spirit. Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So if your treasure, people speak on their treasure. People speak their mind. And your mind is where your treasure is. Your treasure is the things, is value, right? So the things you value. The things you deem valuable. Jake talking about Facebook, who got shot, not in edifying ways, just like so I heard one of the Akim say this, just waiting for tragedy to play out. You know what I'm saying? That's where their mind is at, and where it says Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. There will your life be also. There will your mind be also. So those are things they're treasuring. Because you speak your mind, you speak what your mind contains, and your mind is where your treasure is at. So the things you deem valuable is where your mind is at. And you'll know that by listening to your own words, and you can know that by listening to somebody else's words. The things they deem valuable and where their mind is at. The things they treasure. The things they value, which is their treasure. And they're going to speak that. All right? So it says, the light of the body is the eye. This is where you get the third eye and all that, right? It says, if therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So this would be likened unto the truth. So you need to have a one sharp. That's the whole concept of the third eye. You know, it's one. You know what I'm saying? It's really one in the sense I'm using it right now. So what this is saying is your focus. You know what I'm saying? Let me read it again. Matthew 6:22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, right, you only have one focus. Your eyes ain't on two different things. When you look at something, you don't look at it cockeyed. I got one eye on this and one eye on that. No, that's that one eye, because your eye is actually your mind. That's no, we know it's talking about your so-called pineal gland, so-called third eye, because it's your mind. That's your focus. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about how your eyes work, they actually become one eye. You know what I'm saying? You just got a wide vision, right, from two pieces, but it's on one thing. So that's that third eye. That third eye is basically what your two eyes are doing, and that's simply just being your focus, right? So the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light, right? But if thy eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? Because that's what you're completely focused on. You know what I'm saying? So that light will be the truth. So you will focus on the truth. That light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, that whole body shall be full of light. So you want to focus on something that's completely of one thing. This truth is completely light. So if you make this truth your focus, you're gonna be full of light, because that's all this consists of in many different categories, all being of the truth, of this truth, of the truth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And if you're speaking that, that's what you value, that's where your mind is. And if this is truly the light, this is the word, right? Isaiah 9:8. And it reads, the Lord sent a word into Jacob, and it lighted upon Israel. So Yahweh sent a word into Jacob, and it lighted upon Israel. So who is that word? John 1:1. It says, I'm going to start at 14. John 1:14. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. We beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father. Who is that? That's Yahweh Shai. So he's that light. So he's the word. So this whole word is likened unto the light, right? Which is Yahweh Shai, and it says full of grace and truth. So if you reading this, you're focused on this, and you're gonna, this is where your mind will be. You're gonna speak that, and you're gonna be that's where your focus is gonna be at. Your one eye is gonna be at. Your eye shall be single, meaning you're gonna have one focus. You ain't looking at dark and you ain't looking at light. So if this is truth, if this is grace, if this is light, that light that was sent unto Israel, you will be full of that. And you simply know what your mind contains by what you speak. And you speak what your mind contains. And your mind contains what you value, what you treasure, what you have your mind on. And you can simply weigh that by what you speak, and you can do that same thing for other people. So I hope this has been edifying, Lord willing. I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Raka'akodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were real. Shalom, Wabarakim, Ha'aman, Bakayar, Yasha'Allah. Brothers scattered across the four corners of the earth, labor in truth and sincerity, giving diligence to ensure your election, and keeping the faith to the best of your ability. And the rest of you Akwatium out there, you know, children of Yasha'Allah. Shalom. All right? Shalom.